All right, so good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Umar Ahmed, and if you're joining us for the first time, I implore you just go on the chat box, the chat box down below you. Just write your full name, your reservation number, and your state of location. It is very, very important, and we can confirm your attendance. We can verify that you are one of those eligible to be here. Your full name, your reservation number, and your state of location. So we're going to be kicking the ball rolling on the go. I welcome every single one of you. And this is the Labuena Vida project. All right, that's the reason why you are here. Before I hit the ball rolling, I'm going to give you a brief, just a preamble or a brief story of mine. And this will help you understand how important the reason why you're here. All right, my name is Dr. Umar, like I said, Umar Ahmed Shehu, and I'm a retired vet surgeon, a veterinary doctor by profession, and also one of the top leaders of the Labuena Vida project. All right, now it all happened 3 years ago. Now, when I was growing up as a very young boy, I can remember very vividly, my dad wanted me to be a very wealthy man. He wanted me to be rich. He understood the importance of money. And guess what? He wasn't having money. He was not the rich type. He wanted his children to be rich, and was his only son and the first child. In fact, he gave me all support as any father would support his child. Somebody pay close attention to this. This will form a foundation, as to what we'll be doing today. All right. Now he wanted me to be very wealthy. Now, from what he understood, like someone told him that if any of his child can become a doctor, the story will change for him, because he was from a very poor family and he didn't want that to be the case of his children. And guess what happened? He gave me every single support like any parent would give to their child. And it was a big privilege for me. Like I started life just too early. At the age of 21 or 22 or thereabout, I was already married. In fact, by the time I was 27 years old, I think I can still remember I had over 5 kids, 5 children then. And that was an amazing one. But guess what? My dad, gave me all the support and wanted me to study medicine, and I got admission into the university. But at the time I needed him the most was when I lost him. He died while I was still having, I think, even 3 more years to graduate from school. Then I understood what responsibilities was all about. So this was me who was being supported through life with all kind of privileges and all that. But now I had to face responsibility. I got admission into the University of Abuja. While still remaining 2 to 3 years to graduate, I lost my dad. Now this was the case for me. It became a tough one for me. Why? Because I had kids, I had my siblings, I had my mom, and my extended family to take good care of. The pressure became much. I endured it because I believe strongly that once I graduate from school, my expectations were high. I just believe that once I become a doctor, at least the financial pressure and all other pressures will be taken care of. But I got the biggest shock of my life when I graduated, even though I was a doctor and I was working in an amazing place, what in quotes anybody could call an amazing job in a multinational company, right? Working with a white man, and all that. But guess what? I still was behind my bills. I still could not make ends meet adequately for my family. And it became a very tough one for me. And I got a very big disappointment because that wasn't my expectation. I was thinking that once I become a doctor, everything will just go as smooth as anticipated. For some of you, you might share in my story. I want you to pay close attention. This was 3 years ago, exactly from now. 3 years back, I got an opportunity from a friend. That was in a state of desperation. I was thinking what else to do because I've done everything. I've read very well. I graduated with good result, and I was working in an amazing place. But how come even to feed my family is still a problem? Sometimes if I don't borrow money, I still can't meet up with my bill. And I started asking questions. I started looking for alternative means to break out, means to become more for myself and for my family, right? Even though I was a doctor, that was a big disappointment for me. But guess what? 3 years ago, prior to that, I was in a state of kind of desperation because I needed to make things work better for myself and for my family and for my loved ones around me, my friends. And guess what? I got an opportunity to attend a physical meeting, though not a virtual one, a physical meeting where I was given an opportunity through the mentorship of this program, that's the Labuena Vida project. And today, the rest is history because this has moved me from a point of just struggling to make ends meet for my family to a point whereby it is not just about me becoming a multi-millionaire, but also being able to what? Raise my family members, raise my friends, my loved ones to a height that gives me fulfillment. Now, why did I give you this story? This is just to give you an idea of how important this meeting can be to you. And I congratulate anybody listening to me. You're joining me, especially for the first time. Super congratulations to you in advance, because I believe strongly that this will not just transform you as an individual, but it will give you the opportunity to become more for others. All right. Now I want you to pay close attention. Follow me closely. All right. This is going to be, ordinarily I will need several hours to break this down, but I will do my best to ensure that this meeting does not go beyond an hour. All right. So I want you to pay close attention. Avoid any distraction. If you have a writing material, if you have a pen and a paper, or you can easily lay your hands on one, please do that and take down important points. All right, or you'll be hearing from this meeting. And if you don't have a writing material and it will be a major distraction to access one, I would encourage you to focus, get as much as you can get, and take this as a life-changing opportunity to not only become more for yourself, but for others. Please, once again, before I move on, just write on the chat box. Let me be sure someone who can hear me. Just say yes on the chat box, you can hear me. I want to be sure my audio systems are intact. And of course, I'll be sharing my screen. Please write yes on the chat box. Let me be sure you can hear me so that we can hit the ball rolling. Welcome every single one. All right, beautiful. Now follow me closely. I'm going to be sharing my screen. All right. And I'm going to share my screen, of course, so that you can appreciate, all right, the message as best as possible. All right. So that you can appreciate the message as best as possible. All right. So I'm going to be showing, I'm going to be sharing my screen just in a minute. We'll be rolling. I'll be sharing my screen so that you can appreciate every single thing I'll be talking, not just in audio, but also you can get everything firsthand. All right, please, you're going to confirm if you can see my screen. I'm sure someone here can see my screen. All right, so I'll be kicking off on the go. All right, so please confirm you can see my screen. I believe everybody can see my screen. All right, beautiful. Now let's start from somewhere. What is this project about? Take down the website, labuenavidaproject.com. That is the essence. That is the website of our project. All right, you can get more information after this. All right, now what is this project about? What is this, the Labuena Vida project all about? Now, the Labuena Vida project is powered by our organization, Century 21 Freedom Group International. And the essence of this project is to give opportunity to selected individuals. The key word there is selected. And for these selected individuals, they get access to our support systems, our structure, and of course, to give them immense support to ensure that they achieve our common goal, which is to live an amazing lifestyle and become more for others. All right. And the essence of all these things we're doing, it is because of the situation of the economy, the entire situation of the world economy. Follow me through. You don't need to tell a blind man that the rate is falling. This is what I tell people. Everybody, an average man, understands what is happening in Nigeria. In fact, many people, because of the way the things are, things are happening economically, especially, people are asking what is happening in the world. It's like things are about to end. For the grassroots man, it's about survival. All right, you can hear recent news of how so many things. You go to the market to buy things, the price is on the high. The inflation rate is something else. Why not? Of course, it has to be like that because the value of our currency is depreciating, almost hourly. If you give me an opportunity to say, all right, most times we have to take loans, all right, to fund our deficits. And because of this, financial experts will always project that things will get tougher. So the average man is not finding it easy. When the corona pandemic came, there were lots of people losing jobs, right? Like we had in the banking sector, we had in the educational sector, the aviation sector, so many sectors, people losing their jobs, all right? Beyond losing their job, in fact, the borrowing got to another level, especially in this part of this year, in the early part of this year, where the government made a move. I'm sure some of you witnessed it, to borrow trillions of naira from the pension fund. And what does that tell you? It doesn't tell good, right? Now, this is not just peculiar to Nigeria, it's a global thing when we talk about the pandemic, right? Thank God we're a little out of it, but guess what? There is a strong reason why these things are happening. Amidst numerous sentiment. Why are these things happening? Ladies and gentlemen, the reality is this before us. Amidst all sentiment, numerous political and whatever sentiment we have, but there is one reality which we cannot turn our eye away from. The world economy has changed. Our economy has changed globally. Things are no longer the way they used to be. Like one of the critical thinkers of this time, Abin Toffler, said, some of you must have heard this quote. He said that the illiterate of the 21st century The illiterate of our time will not just be people who cannot read or write, but rather people who cannot learn, unlearn, and what? And relearn. And that's the reality where we are. Now, understand this, ladies and gentlemen, once in every 10 years, at least in every decade, something big comes along. You must see something new coming along. And it is only people who can position themselves, who understand season and time. These are people that will always make the best out of any era, right? Once in every 10 years, you must see something new coming along. Only people that have this understanding of season and time will always make the best. And this is why I'm going to take you through this. Follow me closely. I'm going to show you what understanding I got that helped me move from being an ordinary complainer to becoming a person who could take charge and do better. All right, that was because I understood season and time. I didn't become a millionaire. I didn't become successful or creating other millionaires because I was too smart. But it was because I had a privilege of understanding something which many do not understand. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Season and time of wealth creation. If you look at the world goal since inception, far back the 1700 to date, 2020 to 2021, and down where we are, the world has never been constant economically. Things have always changed from agriculture, which is normal subsistence farming, to industrial. When the Industrial Revolution set in, public mandatory schooling was founded for the first time. And this was how it used to be. When a graduate goes to school, right? When an average graduate leaves school, it was so lucrative, it was so amazing that the jobs were even waiting for you. In fact, we have actually been begged to go to school far back in the 19th, in fact, in the 18th century. You were begged to go to school, and when you graduate, the jobs were waiting for you. You don't take certificate to look for a job. That was the case. But by the time we were coming down, the revolutions begin to change to the computer revolution, to the internet revolution, and down to the information age where we are. Things have changed very significantly. And guess what? By this time in the 21st century, millions of people have gone to school, millions of people have gotten degrees, and guess what? We have all the amazing technologies that downplays the need as much as possible for human beings that would have ordinarily done work at various capacities. And what is the implication of this? The implication is simple. The unemployment ratio, the gap has been what? Has been more than any time ever become so widened. Why is this happening? You were being begged to go to school, the jobs are waiting for graduates, but now from the time where we are, we have millions of graduates. Guess what? Who will finish school and cannot secure anything reasonable for themselves. This is the situation where we are. What are the reasons behind that? The simple reason is this, because while we have so many sophistications, this is an example. Tricoder X is a diagnostic device. Somebody pay close attention and understand these trends, understand how this thing changes. Tricoder X is a diagnostic device that gives an opportunity for doctors to diagnose more efficiently. All right, what does this mean? A hospital that is supposed to employ 100 doctors will not need as much as 100, right? Will need far lesser than that number to what? To operate efficiently. Maybe 10, 15 doctors will do well with devices like this. Why? Because it will diagnose patients more efficiently. And what does that mean? More unemployment for probably doctors, for the lab scientists, and name it, other health professionals that would have been employed ordinarily. Not just for medical professionals, not just for those in the health sector, but also IBM Watson, an amazing software for legal practice. So a graduate leaves school with high expectation, I'm going to secure a job, but guess what? This is a software for legal practice that can provide legal advice within seconds, 90% even more accurate than when it is done by human beings. So as a parent, as a father, I am sending my child to school to become a lawyer, and I'm happy, I'm hoping that this man will graduate from school, or this young boy will graduate from school and give opportunity and transform the life of the family. But guess what? 90% more accurate compared to when it's done 70% by human beings, and it will give it within seconds. So an organization that would have employed 100 lawyers might just need 5 with a software like this, and they will work efficiently. So more job loss. In the banking sector, ATM machines, ADM, automated depositing machines, POS, and all this has further minimized the need for banking and finance graduates that would have worked ordinarily in the bank. So what does this mean? More unemployment. Next generational cars like we have today are cars that can move without drivers. Some of you are already very much aware. It is no longer news. All right, I'm going to restore power supply immediately. I think I have a little break in power supply, but let's move on. Right, some of you are fully aware that the next generational cars, they will now have cars today that can autopilot themselves, meaning cars that can move without drivers. Follow me closely, no distraction, right? cars that can move without drivers is no longer news. When the first of its kind was test run in Lagos, here in Nigeria, you know, sometimes people are surprised. How is it possible for a car to move without a driver? When the first of its kind was test run in Lagos, guess what? Some of you witnessed that test run. Powered by what? Powered by MT. And I'm going to play this short video for you to appreciate what we're talking about. That's a car that has protective sensors and can move efficiently without a driver. Now that's a video. Please pay close attention and follow it. Right, to appreciate. I'm going to forward this time. Right now, watch this. That was interesting. Lots of people gathering the cars. And why are they gathering the cars? Why are they clustered around the cars? Because for the first time, they are surprised to see a car that can move without driver. But let me give you an amazing thing. This car does not only move without driver, it can operate without what? Without fuel. Next generational cars are cars that can operate with electricity. You charge the battery, and it means that what? These cars can move without what? Without our crude oil, without our fuel, our petrol. Now, what does it mean for an oil economy, an oil-dependent economy like Nigeria? We already have the electric cars gradually coming into Nigeria. They're already well established in several countries. The Lagos State governor launched the first one in Nigeria. You are all aware, right? And guess what? The first one was launched in Lagos, and guess what? Another one was launched in Abuja. What does this mean? In the future, in the near future, for some of our graduates that are studying petrochemical engineering, and that's an amazing course. But what it means is simple. It simply means the unemployment gap will be further widening. All over the world, these are things the world is experiencing, a shift in the need, or a minimal reduction in the need, all right, or a major reduction in the need for human beings that would have done or acted in various capacity. Like the cars are invented to eliminate the use of driver to ensure our roads are safe. Now, this is the reason why we launched this, because while we know that things change and things are not constant, close with somebody, right? Now, look at what is happening here. Remember, I said something that in every 10 years, you must see something new. But it is only people that will position themselves that will make the best out. That is the reason why our organization launched the Labuena Vida project, so that partners can still have access to what? To amazing lifestyle through this project. And when we launched it, it was amazing in the capital territory. It was amazing. It was mind-blowing. There were so many persons, all right, who were there, even though they had to pay to access it. But guess what? We've made this information so free of charge so that everybody can have access to it and use it for what? For an amazing cause, right? I expect that you appreciate the person that has given you the privilege to be here, all right? Appreciate him more, because we're getting this for free. But please take note of something. Don't take the privilege for granted. Follow me closely. I'm going to show you how this project can be of benefit for you listening to me, all right? Right now, as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, the world has moved from the agriculture to industrial to computer to internet to information. But right now, as we speak, in the early part of last year, the world officially moved into the connected revolution. That is the connected economy. And as this case where we are, things are no longer the way they used to be. All right. In the connected revolution, things are better, things are faster, things are smarter, because we have our mobile phones. The world is now a global village. Every human being is wired to connect. And the amazing thing is this: the grassroots man now has the power, the advantage to do a lot, even from the comfort of their home, to generate massive income. But that only goes with understanding. If you look at what is happening, the richest men in the world today, you see, when a revolution comes, it is either you update to that revolution or become outdated. The richest people in the world today are people that have positioned themselves in the connected revolution, in the connected economy of infinite possibilities. And guess what? These are the richest people in the world today. And these are the people doing exploit at various capacities, right? And guess what? They pride themselves as connectors. When this phone came out, the mobile phone came out, even in Nigeria, it was a thing of what? Not everybody was really interested in it because it was expensive. But today, it is a mandate. Everybody must have a phone if you must thrive well in this economy, right? The richest people are people that know how to what? Utilize, they understand the value chain, and they can utilize and take advantage of connections between what? Persons. There are 4 types of them. They pride themselves as connectors. The first type is connecting persons to persons, all right? The second type is a connector connecting business to business, connecting value between business to business or business to product. Or the fourth type is a product or a service to a person that needs it. Like I said, the richest people in the world today are connectors. An example of it, a major icon of this connected economy is Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. And what does he do? Simply uses Facebook as a value system to connect human beings to human beings to businesses, businesses to businesses.
right? And people can access amazing products or amazing services through this platform. Because of this, billions of dollars have followed him. Billions of dollars have what? Have followed him. Notwithstanding the fact that when this guy founded this thing at a young age, over 17 years plus ago, many people didn't believe in him. At some point in time, because of the pressure and to get more focus, he even dropped out of university, dropped out of the prestigious college of Harvard, like many of you are aware. And guess what? As we would have called him an ordinary school dropout, that is how we would have called him. Many people would have addressed him, but today he's a multi-billionaire. Before the pandemic, his net worth was over $74 billion. But right now, as we speak, you cannot compare Mark Zuckerberg to our very own daddy, whom I acknowledge, I respect so much. But guess what? He's already in business even before Mark Zuckerberg was thinking of even doing business, right? Far older than him, engages in more businesses than him. Mark Zuckerberg does what? Facebook. But guess what? When the pandemic came, so many people's network was dropping down from 14 billion. His network went down, many months back, over a year back, to as low as over $8 billion then. But guess what? That was the same time Mark Zuckerberg's network went to over $100 billion. What does this tell you? It's a simple difference. It's about positioning. He operates in the connected economy, and that's just it, right? And guess what? If you compare this, Travis Kalanick, what does he do? He's the founder of what? One of the richest taxi companies in the world. He's a connector, connecting passengers to drivers. And guess what? Billions of dollars have followed him. You still will not compare him to someone like our very own who operates industrially and is providing a lot of jobs and amazing opportunities for drivers and every other person in their various capacity. And he has been in business for over 2 decades. But Uber started when? Just a few years ago. And guess what? The owner of Uber is already counting his net worth in billions. That is about positioning, right? He's a connector. And this is what is happening all over the world. Now, these are the informations I got when I saw Airbnb, founded by Brancheski, a connector. Jumia are connectors. Jumia, they don't manufacture anything. They don't produce anything. But what do? They give you an opportunity to access various products and services, right, to those who need them. But they are not the manufacturers, they are not the producers, but they are what? Connectors. And I'm bringing it back to Nigeria. So Jumia is a Nigerian company. This amazing lady, Linda Ikeji. Some of you can read about the Linda Ikeji story. I love what she does, right? I love the brain behind what she does. Connecting people to entertainment, gossip, inspiration, beauty, and all that. She's a connector with her blog as a value system, connecting people to value. Today, she's a multi-billionaire, right? And guess what? Owning amazing houses, amazing rides, right? And traveling amazing places, all over the world. That is because why she positioned correctly. If you bring it down to understand it further, the richest man in the world today, like everybody is aware, as at the shot of this clip, the richest man in the world today is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is the what? Is the founder, is the owner of what? Of Amazon. And what does Amazon? What do you do in Amazon? He's a connector too, connecting people to what? He has owned other companies, connecting people to services, to products, and he doesn't manufacture nothing. But today he has owned many other companies like Blue Origin and so many other amazing companies and real estate, so many real estate properties, right? And he's the richest man in the world. A connector. Connectors rule the world financially. When it comes to money, these are the people who control the world finances. This is it, period. And guess what? This is the catch of it. When the pandemic came, while other people's net worth was dropping, people are complaining that there's a casting down, but this man was lifting up. His net worth rose during that period to over $200 billion, making billions of dollars in a day. And that was the time people were biting hard. Why are these things happening? $200 billion was at that time one man's net worth. If one man can be so rich with $200 billion of net worth, what it means is he has the capacity to fund even the budget of several developing countries for the next 100 years. How is it possible for one man to be so wealthy? Are we expecting him to give us his wealth? Of course, no. But how is it conceivable to see that one man can be so wealthy with a capacity to feed and take care of what? Developing countries, not one, not two countries, but for the next 100 years with such amazing net worth. But yet we have the vast majority of people existing on the surface of the earth today very, very poor. The question is why? Please, somebody go on the chat box, write it there and ask me a question. Just say why. I want to dissect it for you so that you will understand it very well. Because why? People are poor, and guess what? The situation will not help. We don't get wealthy by being what? By being hopeful, not by hope. Good. I can see those questions coming. I'm going to tell you why. Now, the answer to that question is answered by what? One of my mentors on book. I read his book a lot. I watch his video a lot, and I learned a lot from him. And guess what? This has helped me greatly to get the best out of myself financially. Robert Kiyosaki is his name, and he mentioned something. He said that the reason, somebody pay close attention, follow me. He said the reason why people struggle, why many people struggle financially, why most people struggle financially is because the first thing they learn is to work hard for their money without understanding the principles behind wealth creation and seasons and time of wealth creation. I've shown you the season, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go into the principles of wealth creation. Wealth creation, the good news is this, wealth creation operates by principle. It is like 1 + 1, you must get 2. It cannot be 3. There are things that when people do, they expect to be wealthy, but they go against the principle. So it means even if they do it from now till the what? From now to the next 1 million years, it will never make them wealthy. But the unfortunate thing is this, they can pray from morning till night. And they were expecting God to answer the prayer. The truth about it is this, by principle, law of gravity, for example, is a principle. If you go up, right, by weight, you must jump, you must come down. If you jump, you must come down. So what does that mean? It's a principle. You cannot pray to God to what when you jump up to remain up. It doesn't work that way. It is God that created that principle. Now, what are the principles he gave? Principles don't change. Tactics may change, but principles don't change. There are 4 principles Robert Kiyosaki gets when it comes to wealth creation. Somebody write this down and never forget it. Because after this, I believe strongly that someone is not only going to become a millionaire in the next not more than 6 months, but also going to have the capacity to what? To create or to what? To empower other people so that they can become more for themselves. All right. The first principle Robert Kiyosaki gave is decision. All right. And this is what I understand about decision. When you make a decision to become wealthy, you will stop missing opportunities. And that is one of the things that kills lots of people or holds them back. Procrastination. An amazing opportunity that will make you wealthy, make you become more. You are thinking of what? There is always time. Mental laziness is one of the things that affect a lot of people. Mental laziness, procrastination, believing that there is time, there is always time, and guess what? You continue to miss opportunities. Someone told me that POOR, the poor, simply means passing over opportunities repeatedly. All right, what an amazing acronym, right? A decision, you can make a decision on anything, but you cannot make the consequence of that decision. And that's the irony of life. That's the reality of life, right? And that's the first principle of wealth creation. Never miss an opportunity, all right? You can make a decision on anything, but you can't control the consequence of that decision. If you want to become wealthy, Robert Kiyosaki said, minimize your expenditure. You cannot cut out all expenditures, liabilities, minimize them. Someone is going to buy an amazing car when you cannot even feed well, or when your cash flow is not adequate, right? Minimize those things that take away money from you. Acquire many things that can bring, acquire assets, things that can bring money into your account, right? These things are important. So meaning don't just depend on a single source of income and hoping to be wealthy. Acquire as many sources of income, assets, those things that can put money into your pocket. What it means, you can make money from those things even when you are sleeping, right? And that is very, very possible when you have the 4th principle, which is called leveraging through a what? Through a system. Leveraging through a what? A system. And this is the secret, ladies and gentlemen, the secret of wealth building of any wealthy man you know. The wealthy, the average wealth, I'm not talking about an ordinary rich man who has money today and tomorrow is broke. No, I'm talking of that wealthy man who has built transgenerational wealth. It is by the power of leverage, and they have systems, right? What is leverage? Leverage gives you an opportunity to get more done from what? From minimal effort. And what does that mean? So much money you can make from so many persons, little money from so many persons, whether you know them, whether you don't know them, right? An average beggar on the street leverages, he understood leverage, and that's why some of them cannot live begging. It will interest you to know, some of you might argue it, but I can tell you for real, that some beggars, people who beg for money, guess what? They are even richer than some working class people. If anybody agrees with me, I could see that on the chat box. Tell me you agree. People who beg for money, beggars on the street, some of them can be richer than what? People who are working class. Am I encouraging begging? No. Am I saying don't give to the beggars? No, but I'm trying to teach you something. You might not give to the beggar, but someone else will give. I will give, right? Someone said that's true. I've seen a few. The reality is this. They are rich because it's possible for them because they leverage. If you don't give them, someone else will give them. It's leverage. But the reason why they cannot be wealthy, take note, they can make money, a lot of money, even more than you giving them. But guess what? They cannot be wealthy because why? They don't have a system. Because a system ensures that this thing can be automated. It can happen outside their presence, outside their physical world. Presence, right? Guess what? That is the reason why when you say things like this, let me give an example of a system. First of all, let me help us understand what a system is. A system is that thing where you put in a lot of your effort, your time, your energy, your financial resources, right? You build it to a point, all right? And at some point in time, when you take out those resources, it still stands. Even when you are no longer there, it pays you money into your account. Even when you are not there physically present or whether you are there. An example of someone who leverages through a system is Mike Adenuga, for example. Let me bring it down to the Nigerian scene, the Nigerian arena. Mike Adenuga what? Built Glow. Glow as a what? As a telecommunication network. And that's an amazing system because guess what? You recharge your Glow line, I recharge my Glow line, and maybe I might just recharge 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira, 1,000 naira. All right? But guess what? That will run into billions of naira. And guess what? Even if he's not alive today, his children will continue to benefit from that system. And Mike Adenuga doesn't need to be present with you and me before we recharge our phone. It's a system, it's systematized. And that's an amazing one. And that's the reason why even if he's sleeping, he can make money. Money can fly into his account. And that's how what wealthy men think. They think of what? Those little numbers, I mean those little amounts, but in large numbers. Right? Now, what is the catch here? A system, leverage through a system will give you an opportunity to massive residual income. Now, that's the advantage. Now, when it comes to wealth building, you can build wealth in two ways, but there are three options to it. How many options? Three, of course. Three options. The first option is to build a system from the scratch, right? To build wealth, build a system from the scratch. If you have the kind of money Mike Adenuga has, build a system like Glow, right? A system like Glow. And that would be very amazing because why you make a lot of money. But the unfortunate thing is this. People want to build wealth, but they don't have that billions of naira, billions of dollars, or as the case may be, to build systems. And that's why many people think they give up hope. But there's another amazing one, opportunity for people who don't have that financial capacity to build systems from the scratch. Please, if you have the kind of money Mike Adenuga has and many other people that they have, go and build a system, right? The second option is to plug into an already existing system. Now, this is also an amazing way for people who don't have that huge financial capacity. And guess what? Even people that have the financial capacity still take advantage of this. An example is this. We have a man in this country. When MTN came to Nigeria, a couple of you are aware, when MTN came to Nigeria, guess what? He plugged into MTN. Then they wanted to give him humongous amount of money to pay him off to settle him. And guess what? He didn't go for that option. He said, for any recharge, I would rather prefer 1 naira. I'm sure some of you know that man I'm talking about. He was the then president, right? Guess what? That was an amazing one for him because he was smart. He understood the principle of wealth creation. An average poor man, an ordinary man in the street would just want to go for the large chunk. But he didn't go for it. He said, let us do it on 1 naira for every recharge. And guess what? 1 naira is a small money as anybody will look at it. But by the time you extrapolate it into the figures of people that are recharging today, you will not be surprised to know why this man is still wealthy today, right? Of course, someone knows about that man. Maybe you're going to drop me the name on the chat box, right? That is it. Now, he plugged into that system. I want to, for example, plug into Coca-Cola, right? And that's why the family remains wealthy till today. If a person refuses to build a system from the scratch or plug into a system, most times the third option, somebody is writing OBJ, Obasanjo, right? Good. Well, it means you understand it. He's smart. He understands the principle of wealth creation. If a person refuses to go for option number 1, to build a system from the scratch, or option number 2, plug it into a system, most times the option that is left for them is to work for people that have system till death. Most times that is the option available for them. And guess what? I will not even pray for this from even my enemy. Why? The reason is simple. You can never build wealth by merely depending on just what? Salary alone. It's not a bad place to start. Like my mentor would teach me, he said salary is not a bad place to start, but it can be a devastating place to end your career or to end your life. So what it means is simple. It is simply put, it is not a breakthrough to say I'm on a salary.
It's not the devil that kept you where you
are. I'm going to play this video, right? This video puts it best, right? And I want you to pay close attention to this man talking. And I think he represents the message at best. And once you listen to this, I'm going to give you an amazing tactics on how you can benefit from the Labuena Vida project. And we're going to call it a day, right? So pay attention to this video and understand what is happening.
It's not the devil that kept you where you are, it's fear. After this service, sir, take that risk. Take that risk. I've graduated, no job. Set up a company. Get a proposal. Tell the world what you can do. Earning salary is not breakthrough. Nobody have become a billionaire by earning salary. Nobody. Show me a multi-billionaire. Show you a man who is not on salary. How come some of you want federal government job? You want to be sent to schools where you don't want to go to school. Why do you want federal government job? Why are you pushing for that teaching job? It's because you don't want to work. The greatest problem in this part of the world, we want to earn salary for work not done. For work not done. Because to a typical white man, for every kobo I earn, I should work for it. A typical Nigerian, why should I work for my money? I believe God that someone here will take a risk. After 4 years of leaving university, you are still looking for a job, simply means you are not properly taught in the university. No graduate should be looking for a job after 3 years of graduation. Pastor, what do I do? Think. Be creative. Let the knowledge imparted in you create something to solve a problem. For it. A typical Nigerian, why should I work for my money? It has no service. It has no product. That's why you are poor. And a man is rich because he has service he's rendering and he has products that the world is looking for. The richest man in the world today, Jeff, Amazon, does not have a physical shop, but today he's the richest man. Why? He connects buyer and seller and gets his commission. That's what he does. During the period of lockdown, he made billions of dollars in one day. You can't say you are a graduate, you are looking for a job for 7 years, you have a problem. Create job. Start from where you are. Uber is somebody's stuff. Uber does not have a taxi. Get drivers and passengers connected and get his commission. A lot is happening today that sitting down in one office with tie is not in vogue. Whether Shell or Chevron, it's not in vogue. You were sent to school to create wealth, not to look for a job. Now hear me, all of you, hear me. Hear me. Sometimes you see online that people should apply to go to Canada for jobs. How many of you have seen it? That you have jobs in Canada. Now hear me. You may not believe it, but this is the truth. Some of those things, I call them 21st century slavery. May God open your eyes to see money in this country. May God open your eyes to see wealth. Do you know why you are not seeing it? Your mind is somewhere else. When you are too abroad conscious, you become Nigerian useless. When you are too abroad conscious, you become Nigerian, you become useless here. That's the problem. Pastor, are you saying I should not travel? No, go on vacation. Go on education. Go on skill acquisition. By the time you are through, come back here. This is where you are needed.
I think he put it amazingly well, and I'm sure someone has benefited absolutely from it. Guess what? This is exactly what it is. It is not a break to say I'm an employee. All right, it's not a bad place to start, but definitely a devastating place to end. Now, what is the essence of this? I'm going to teach you how you can become a connector. Please, somebody go on the chat box, write for me on the chat box. Let me be sure somebody is following me. Write for me on the chat box. Say, I must be a connector. Please affirm that. Let me be sure, because I'm about to give you something. Please write on the chat box. Say, I must be a connector. I'm about to give you something that has transformed not just me. All right, amazing one. Okay, I can see some of the chat coming up. Every single one of you, I appreciate you for that chat for bringing up. It tells me that you are following me. I'm not just talking, but guess what? You are actually listening to me. All right. How do you become a connector of the Labuena Vida project? It is simple. The Labuena Vida project gives you an opportunity to plug into an amazing value system, all right? And through that, you can create amazing value, all right, for the world. And that is it. I'm going to teach you how to become a connector, how you can actually, from a minimal amount, all right, you can actually raise something huge for yourself, all right? That is because you are a what? A connector. Now, to become a connector is simple. You're becoming a connector to have a value system for yourself that gives you an opportunity to what? To connect to value. There are a lot of companies today in the world who have value, one or more forms of value. And guess what? If you can help them what? If you can assist them in the value chain of getting what? Their value to the what? To those who need them, meaning you stand as the middleman. Guess what? You can actually build wealth enormously. But like I said, you cannot become an inheritor, or you cannot inherit from a family until you become part of that family. We have this Asian Group, this amazing company that has been existing for several years that gives you an opportunity to what? To connect to value, all right, various value which are needed in household. Now, how do you become a connector of the Labuena Vida project? Simply make a one-off purchase. Please pay attention carefully to this so that you can understand it. You go to this Asian Group, which we're in partnership with, you make a one-off purchase of health benefits, daily product, daily values, which you use in your home. Take note of this for home use, meaning you are going to purchase what you will use for yourself, not to sell, not to market. We're not talking about marketing here. I'm not talking about going on the street to street hawk. No. But you are purchasing what you will use for yourself, all right? Once you make a purchase, what up to 49,990 naira of different things you use for your personal self and for your family consumption, automatically you get an opportunity to become a what? A connector. Now, what does this mean? It means the money you are paying, you are shopping for yourself. And what are you shopping from? The company has amazing what? A combination. They give you a one or more combination of this amazing product. Take, for example, the company has toothpaste, all right, which will replace the normal brands of toothpaste you use. So out of the money you are paying, you are shopping for yourself, you're shopping. So the company has toothpaste, you can shop from what is available, depending on the package that is available. The company has My Choco, right? My Choco replaces your normal brand of beverages you take, for example, like the Milo, the Bonvita, the Ovaltine, and all these amazing beverages. But here you are replacing with My Choco. You simply use this to take your bread, and guess what? You can also generate income from your value system, right? The company has the first water alkaline coffee, other amazing health beneficial product like Vida Max, which will help what? Take care of what? People that have this blood pressure, give you a healthy heart so that you stay away completely from blood pressure issues, right? High blood pressure or high blood pressure issues. Born Slim is for people who are fat, all right, want to cut down their weight in a healthy manner. These are amazing food supplement and health beneficial what? Product like Choleduz, omega-3 fatty acid in the form of Choleduz, Restore Life. We're talking about a product here which someone is getting older in age, but you're not getting faster. I mean, you're not getting older, you know, in body. All right, that's because you're what? You're taking this amazing food supplement that correct all kind of deficiencies that is in your system, right? And keeping you far away from debilitating illnesses like cancer, sexual reproductive issues, and name it, all kind of complications which we suffer because of one or more deficiencies. Now, not just for adults, but also amazing product for children, including the Energy Pendant, wearable technologies, like you can see Jim I, Camel 14, these are pictures I took. When you see them putting on this amazing thing, it is not to show up, it is because they understand the value of this, right? All these are the things you are purchasing with your money, but eventually from a one-time shopping, you become a what? A connector. Please take note of this, all right, as a mark of emphasis. As a mark of emphasis, please, when you become a connector, no selling, please. It is not about going to street hawk. You're not going on the street to start marketing products. I'm a doctor by profession. I cannot be going on the street to start looking for people that will come and buy, what do you call it, to come and buy toothpaste or buy this product. I don't have that time, right? I'm a very busy person, but I can still build a huge business portfolio for myself because why? I'm a connector. So take note, you're not a marketer, you're not a street hawker, but you are what? A connector. So what does it mean? No selling, no marketing on the street, no street hawking, no convincing, no marketing. You are simply buying this product for your personal use, which gives you an opportunity to enroll into the system to become a connector, and you are simply using the value system to connect what? Your contact, right? Now, pay attention, follow me closely in this. As a connector, your business is opened in over 200 countries of the world. Take note of that, in over 200 countries of the world, right? Now, that is because you're what? You're a connector, you have a global business. Without you going to street hawk and market, you can actually connect to value. But how is that possible to connect to value without going through all that, right? Once you become a connector, somebody follow me closely, pay attention to this. This is a technical aspect of it. Once you become a connector, this is how you can use the system without going to market or street hawk. You run a training. The first thing to do after becoming a connector, please don't go about trying to convince somebody. When you do that, the person will even end up convincing you to tell you that what you are telling him makes no sense. So to avoid that, run a training called the Quick Starter Guide training, where you build your capacity, you understand the system better, all right? And our team of consultants will sit with you and plan your business in the next month. In the first 3 months, how much do you want to make in this, right? And guess what? You see the successes of people around the world that are also using this system. Now, there are about 10 or more different types of systems which you can use. These things are in your value system. Now, how do you operate them? For the sake of time, I won't be able to detail all the systems, but I'm going to give you one prominent one, which I'm sure some of you must have, you have idea of, right? The first system we use is called the contact recommendation system. And how does it work? It's simple. Once you become a connector, I tell you something simple. Some of you have contacts, maybe 200 contacts in your phone. You can actually use this system to what? To exploit your contacts, and guess what? You can create amazing value for your contact. I tell you, okay, out of your 200 contacts, out of your 1,000 contacts, I don't know how many contacts you have. Simply write maybe 50 contact names, phone numbers, and their location, indicate it, and submit it to our organization. Instead of you going to start convincing your friend, just write the name, maybe as much as 50 or thereabout, more or less. When you write it, you submit it to the organization. I customize a text message, right, and send it to you. The consultant sends it to you, and what happens? It is simple. This text message, like on your screen, you send it to what? To the contact you have compiled, to notify them and to tell them, let them know that you have submitted their number. Hello, John, for example. How is everything? I submitted your number to an organization, and this organization is running a project to show people how they can generate income using their system. Up to the end. Please let me know if they contact you. John is happy, has received the text message and expecting a call. At the end of it all, our team of consultants will sit down, make invitation, book appointment with those people in your contacts whom you've given access, all right, whom you've given this opportunity. And we'll make appointment with them and show them this amazing opportunity like you are seeing now. In fact, for some of you, the reason why you are here, to tell you how effective this system is, there are some of you here, the reason why you are here is simple. It is because maybe a friend of yours, maybe not all of you, but some of you probably, maybe one or two of you, your friend or someone that you know or someone close to you sent you a message of this sort, right, some time back. And at some point in time, when the organization ran the selection, they decided to reach out to you, and guess what? Called you and made an appointment with you here. That is the reason why you are here. Please, if you are one of those here that received a message like this and eventually got a call from someone else, and that's why you are here, please just write yes on the chat box. Someone just wrote yes. God's will, Anibaba said yes. All right, Moses saying yes. A lot of you are saying, okay, good number of you here are saying yes. What does it tell you? The person, someone said I have active contact, over 500 or something active contact. That's amazing. Wow. I can't tell how much ground you're going to break here. Now I can see the yes is coming in. Now what does it tell me? It tells you the person that gave you the opportunity to be here didn't start convincing you to come and buy products or to go on a street hawk. No. But by going professional about it, just was submitted your number, and that's why you are here, because you were invited and selected by the consultant. What does that mean? It means you too does not have to go on the street to start looking for people to work, to market products to. I'm a doctor. I don't have that time, right? But I can build a huge global business myself because I can use the system, right? So you're using the tools not to be the tool, right? So no street hawking in our system. Now, what does it mean? It means as you are doing this, you can generate income daily as a connector. How do you make income daily as a connector? I'm going to show you this. We have about 7 different ways in which you can make money. Money can be paid into your account by the company in 7 different ways. Take note, in 7 different ways you make money. But guess what? I'm going to show you 2 of the most fundamental ways so that I don't mop everything up, right? I'm going to show you 2 fundamental ways, but bear it in mind that we have 7 different ways to generate income, right? The first way is called direct connector bonus. I repeat, direct connector bonus. Now, in direct connector bonus is simple. What the system says is this: for any person you connect, somebody said, I have over 500 contacts. Now, it's simple. It just means you have a huge warehouse of contacts. That's amazing. It's an amazing one. Some persons have 100, some persons have 200, some have more, some have less. Some have over 1,000. Now, here's the catch. For any person you connect, meaning the person sees this opportunity, this amazing opportunity, and go and make purchase, connect to value based on the available package available to become a connector. The company pays you an instant direct connector bonus of 5,000 naira instantly, even if it's one-off, but on the instant. It is not month end, it's not weekly, it's not at the end of the week, but immediately you are paid that money. What it means for some of you that have, let's say, 200 contacts, we try to connect all 200. Let's say we're able to successfully connect 100 of them, right, to value. What does that mean? 5,000 times 100 gives you 500,000 whopping naira, right? And that's amazing. Now, here's the catch. That's one amazing way to make money. And it's so amazing because why? As you connect to generate income. But the one I love the most is the one where I can make even more money, whether I connect, whether I don't connect, right? Take note of this. So when you connect, you make money, but there's an amazing way which is more powerful than the direct connector bonus. That is the one that attracts me even more as far as the business is concerned. Because whether I connect, whether I don't connect is not important. The most important thing is this: as long as there's value given along the line, I can still sleep and make money into my account. When I'm no longer alive, my children can still make money. That's an amazing way because it gives me the power to leverage. And what is that way? It is the second way of earning, which is called, ladies and gentlemen, it's called the matching bonus. The matching bonus, right? And I'm going to break this down. After that, I'm going to show you one or two testimonies, and we're going to call the meeting a day. I'm going to select my partners. People I'm going to be mentoring through this. I'm going to teach them what I've done and how I've technically done it and how they can become more from this. Now, how does the matching bonus operate? I'm assuming everybody here is now a connector. Now, take note. Once you become a connector, like I mentioned, the first thing you do is to run a training called a quick starter guide. Don't go and talk to your wife. Some of you will say, let me go and talk to my wife. Let me go and talk to my brother. Let me convince my parents. Let me convince my sister. Let me convince my friend and all that. Please, you have no knowledge at the moment because you are new in this. In fact, you are trying to convince someone, they will convince you against this. So the best thing to do is to first of all understand. When you have knowledge, guess what? Everything becomes easy. That's why we insist that the first thing to do is to run a training, not to go and work out of excitement, the burning desire. You go and try to start talking to people. You don't need that. You don't need to convince them. Now you use the system after running the quick starter guide to connect to Ada and Bola, for example. Ada and Bola are two persons in your contact, for example, and you earn 5,000 from them each, right? The company pays you 5,000 as direct connector bonus. Now, anytime the system detects one on the left and one on the right, guess what happens? The system says that the system matches, pairs it, and pay you an extra what? Matching bonus of 7,000 naira. Now, take note of this. What it means for every two persons connected, you don't make 10,000 naira, you make 17,000 naira. Yes, I'm sure you heard that right. It is 17,000 naira, not 10,000 naira, right? But beyond this, there's more to this. The matching bonus does not stop here. You are like a monitoring spirit. What do? You have a leadership role to what? To tell Ada and Bola to go and run their training, the quick starter guide training, not to go and start talking or convincing or marketing. Now they go for their quick starter guide. Ada is using the system to connect to Chidi and Dan, for example. Pay attention to this. I'm assuming you've only connected two persons. I know you can connect more. You can connect as many as possible. But the system says if you connect any other person, use it to support Ada and Bola and those below you if you have a single account, right? So take note of that. Ada uses the system to connect to Chidi and Dan. She earns 5,000, 5,000, 7,000, making 17,000, just like you earned. Bola, for example, uses the system to connect to Eno and Fanny. She earns 5,000, 5,000, 7,000, just like you earned. Now take note in this schematic. You are not the one that connected Chidi, Dan, Eno, and Fanny. You only personally connected Ada and Bola, but the system says, if not for the fact that you connected them, they wouldn't have gotten access to these persons. Value would have been given to this person. So for that, they will still appreciate you because there are two connections on your left and two connections on your right. So what does that mean? Dan and Eno is paired. You up there that didn't connect them, but because through you, value was also given to them, guess what? Dan and Eno is paired together, and you can make, the company pays you what? 7,000 again. Chidi and Fanny is paired together, and you make another what? Another 7,000 naira. Twice, that's 14,000 naira now. Chidi and Eno Fanny are using the system, connecting to their contact, right? But at this time, the system is now seeing 4 connections on your left and 4 connections on your right. And the system pairs these 4 connections. Joy and K matches. you earn 7,000 naira. Each German may be in Enugu, Lara may be in Kaduna, you earn 7,000 naira. Hajja and make pairs, and you earn 7,000 naira. And Girl and Lou also pairs, you earn 7,000 naira. Now this 7,000 naira is still you earn it 4 times at this generation. But what does this mean? The system to regulate inflow and outflow, they say the maximum of this 7,000 naira will pay you in any given 24 hours as a basic starter. Take note, as a basic starter is 24 of it. What it means, you can earn 7,000 naira into 24 places, which is 168,000 naira per day. As you match this over time, meaning as you build this business over time, not overnight, but per day as you build over time. 168,000 naira, imagine making 168,000 naira every day. For somebody like me, by the grace of God, this is beyond, my reality has gone beyond this, right? That is it. I have lots of people who are making even close to this, right? On a daily basis. Now, why is it like that? How come they are making, some people are making even more than 168,000 naira? Now take note, it doesn't happen overnight, but it happens over time. Not overnight, but over time. What if it takes you 6 months, 1 year, 2 years to build this business to the level where you are making as much as 168,000 naira every blessed day? Is it worth it? Absolutely, yes, it is worth it, because that will run into millions of naira monthly, right? Now, here's the catch. For such people who are making more than 168,000 naira, that is because some of them started with 3 accounts, 3 profit centers instead of 1. They decided to make payment for 3 profit centers, which is about 149, over close to 150,000 naira approximately. They are opening themselves in 3 places. So what it means, for 3 accounts, they get an instant cash back of 17,000 naira. But guess what? They have the opportunity to make this 168,000 naira in 3 different places over time, not overnight, over time, right? But the overnight income is about 17,000 naira, right? And guess what? Over time, your daily payout, as you max this out, is over 500,000 naira per day. Monthly income on a 3 maximum profit center is over 15 million naira. But at 10% success, because you getting 100% from this, don't put your mind in 100%. I always tell people, put your mind, this is how you rate a business. I said, what if you are failing? What if you are not getting as much as the 100%? Where you're supposed to make 15 million naira, you're making just 10% of that, which is 1.5 million naira, meaning you're failing, but you're still failing into amazing success, right? And guess what? People make even far beyond that. That is because why? They have access to other amazing incentives, vacation, housing, and these are other benefits you can benefit from the Labuena Vida project. Today, it is not about me traveling outside the country to travel to see the world. No, it is about how many people can I travel with. And if God permits, somebody listening to me, you become a part of this project. In the next trip I'm traveling to, who knows? You might just be one of those that will be traveling with us. It is not the first time I've been traveling with persons. I've been sponsoring people to travel to trips, to see the world and amazing places, right? That is because I've been given such privilege. Why? Because I have built capacity in this, right? These are some of our amazing partners who are going on vacations, including myself. Over 138 of us travel to the Philippines, and even many more travels to come. Amazing vacations all year round. Now, here's the catch. If you want to qualify faster for these amazing incentives, it is always an advantage for you when you have 7 profit centers. What it means, you're starting with over 314,000 naira. You're opening yourself in 7 places with your instant cash back, but beyond that, you have an opportunity to make over 168,000 naira in 7 different places. This is like blood money without shedding blood. That is it, right? Daily payout is over 1 million naira, and monthly payout is over 35 million naira. But at 10% success rate, we are still talking about monthly income of over 3.5 million naira. But the biggest and the highest you can do, which the company allows, is the 15 profit center, where you are starting with 750,000 naira approximately, and you're getting an instant cashback of over 180,000 naira on the spot. You're getting that immediately overnight, but your daily payout is bigger, your monthly payout is far bigger, even at 10%, all right, of success. Now, this brings us to the end of the compensation plan. Now, this is it. I'm going to show you, these are some of our partners. Take note of this, please. These are to tell you how reputable what we're doing is. They are amazing partners all over the world. In America, we have Nature's Way. In Netherlands, we have DSM. And in Germany, we have Vida. These are the people producing those products, all right, that I showed you. Ego Block is our real estate arm that builds your house for you when you are qualified for it. Please take note, you are entitled to housing. As you build this over time, Ego Block can build you a house when you qualify for it. All right. Now that is it. Now the bank that pays money into your account, meaning the bank where you earn, which pays money into your account, is Access Bank and EcoBank. EcoBank and Access Bank. You can choose any of this bank to what? To they'll pay money into your account whenever you are entitled to any income from this amazing opportunity. And the single mother company that gives us access to all these is called Empowered Consumerism, which is also known as M Global, right? The sister company of M Global, right? And these are amazing connectors. As we round up, I'm going to share with you just some basic testimony. We already have just too many persons who are already doing maximum exploit in this. There are in thousands, people making well and over hundreds of thousands of naira monthly. And guess what? We have hundreds of them making, thousands of them making millions of naira monthly from this. The list is endless, but I'm just going to share a few testimonies. I'm not surprised that some of you listening to this, you are not even hearing of Labuena Vida project for the first time. I'm just one among the numerous thousands of millionaires that have been produced. I am not the first, and I'm not going to be the last, because I myself am mentoring more people to become multi-millionaires. Mr. Vincent is one of such persons who is a top mentor in the organization today, but started from the scratch while he was working in First Bank as a banker in a cubicle. Guess what? Built this from being an ordinary bank worker after working for several years, over 9 years, without a single promotion, with just one promotion. And guess what? Just struggling to make ends meet, getting tired of paying rent, he packed into his work uncompleted building which he bought. But today, he has not only fired his boss. Take note of it. It's a term I use. Fire your boss, because in anywhere you work, it is either you fire your boss or your boss fires you. It is, as long as you're an employee, one of two is inevitable. It is either I fire my boss or my boss fires me, right? He fired his boss from First Bank to face this business full time. And today, guess what? He's a millionaire creator. In fact, that was the house he was living. He refurbished it. And guess what? Today, he has packed into his duplex, and a birthday gift from his wife to tell you things are well and things are okay with him, and far better than when he was a banker, is a power bike which his wife bought for him. There are amazing success. The list is countless. And this thing does not have anything to do with your educational background. As long as you are willing to learn, nobody can stop you. It is only when you are not willing to learn, it means nobody can help you. Mr. Festus, somebody like this, an ordinary mechanic with no educational background, saw this business, and today he's a multi-millionaire.
I was
Listen
a mechanic
to him.
by profession.
He said he's a mechanic by profession. Time will not permit me to play this video to the end, but the story of it is this. Mr. Festus is one of our multi-millionaires, a global leader today, from being an ordinary Peugeot mechanic on the street to becoming an 8-figure income earner, millions of naira monthly, right? And guess what? We have so many of them, like this young graduate who joined this business as a youth copper. He's a friend of mine. He joined the business while he was still serving as a copper. He saw this business and plugged into it. Today, recently, we celebrated when he bought his amazing work, his amazing ride. But guess what? It didn't start like
My
that.
name is Nushi Paul. I
As a
come from a
youth
very
copper.
humble background.
Hear him
My
out.
dad was a teacher. My mommy was also a teacher. You know, there is this saying that goes...
That is Nushi Paul. I won't have time to play that. But today is a multi-millionaire creating other millionaire. Now, this is Nurse Juliet. Nurse Juliet was working in Nyanya General Hospital here in Abuja. Saw this business. You can see her when she was still a nurse, but guess what? When she saw this business, she started building it. Today, Nurse Juliet has moved from just becoming an ordinary nurse to becoming a person that is not just a millionaire, but mentoring, teaching other people how they can build their way in the connected economy. Guess what? This lady has not only acquired an amazing car for herself, but guess what? Has mentored lots of people who are having amazing properties, building amazing lifestyle. She's a top global leader in the organization today, earning in 8 figures monthly. 8 figures monthly. She has built it over the years, right? And we have so many of them. The list is countless, including my mentor, who was a medical doctor for 12 years of medical practice, was just struggling to make ends meet. When you see him in the Caribbean islands sipping coconut water, you think it was an overnight thing. No, he hacked into mentorship, and today he's where he is. While he was struggling as a doctor with his broke mobile, but when he joined this business as of 2018-19, he bought his first car in the project. Guess what? By 2020, he bought a Range Rover Sport. In 2021, this year, he bought, He bought a Maserati. All right, he bought a what? A Maserati, right? And that is the amazing thing. Now, guess what? Beyond that, the successes are endless. I'm going to wrap it up with my own personal testimony, and that's where I'm going to end it. Today, our organization has offices counting in several hundred across. We have offices counting in several hundreds across the country. All right, that is the organization today, Labuena Vida. And guess what? They have offices counting in several hundreds across different, over 1,000 offices across different states.
Hello, good morning.
Right? But this is my own personal story to cap it up. I joined this business 3 years ago, like I told you, as at the shot of this clip. Now, guess what? I saw this business, I was behind my bills. When I saw it, I saw an amazing opportunity, and I didn't waste time. I keyed into it, even though things were tough for me there, but I had to find a means. God is my witness. I didn't have the money to start the business. I just had to borrow money from my friend, and I started this business. This is my story. I borrowed money to start this business. Guess quickly, do that. I borrowed money to start the business, and guess what? When I started the business, I was building the business under the mentorship of my mentor, in person of Dr. Victor. He coached me so well. By the time I was 3 months in the business, with just 3 months, guess what? I was already doing good 6 figures. My salary as a doctor was just 123,000 naira grossly. And guess what? They will still deduct out of it tax and pension and everything. It will remain 102,000 naira, right? But when I joined this business, I was already doing over close to 200,000 naira within what? That's 200,000 naira per month within 3 to 4 months. And guess what I did? I tendered my resignation letter out of my company, and I faced this business full time. Why? Because something I was doing part time was not paying me double of what they're paying me in a job I was giving all my full time to. Guess what? I never even had time for myself. It was a 10 to 16 hours job, depending on the situation. 10 hours to 16 hours job, depending on the situation. But guess what? I resigned and I faced this business full time. From making 200,000 in a month, the business, I grew it so well. And guess what? By the time it was 2020, I was about 8 months in the business, 7, 8 months in the business. I was already doing amazing 6 figures, even up to 7 figures, over $1 million monthly, while I was not even up to a year in the business. That is it. You can see all the alerts right on your screen. But guess what? Beyond all this, it is not just about, in fact, during the pandemic, my income was already shooting over 2 million monthly. But guess what? Coming down to this year where we are, it's not about what I make now. It's not about the money that comes into my account. It's about how much of people can I mentor and train to understand this better, right? And I've done this for quite a number of people. I've been well mentored, I've been well taught. I'm not the smartest, but I'm mentoring people today to become more. I bought cars from this project. I've built houses from this project. And guess what? This is the Labuena Vida. That was the first car I ever bought. That was in 2019. And guess what? This is the second car I bought. It was amazing. When you see people, you see them with just white cars, these amazing Benz. You see, go on social media, you see these people, hundreds of them displaying cars. Guess what? Those are cars bought by their hard-earned money through the project. And guess what? They're doing amazingly well because they happen to mentorship. Today, I have all the time for myself. Why being on a job where I have no time? But today, I have an amazing family and I have the time to give to them. And that was when I celebrated the second car which I bought in this project, right? It's a GL450 for your information. It's a GL450 2014-15 model. It's the latest model GL450, right? And I'm not the one young men and women doing 7 figures, doing 8 figures, living the good life.
Labuena Vida to the wall.
That is because of Labuena. We have all these testimonies, and it's for your expert. Now, this is it. All right. But doing amazingly well. When you see them everywhere, don't think that they are whatever it takes. Now, today, guess what? Some of them are under my mentorship. Guess what? Some of them are mentoring others. Like this young man here, who I mentored from an ordinary school teacher to having his own personal office Guess what? And he's traveling the world today. This is Mr. Ahmed. He saw this business, he didn't have money, he even borrowed money to start the business. But today he's a multi-millionaire, and there's so many of them whom I have mentored. And it's not just about what I get, but guess what? The opportunity to give back. We have the Feed the Family Project, which gives an opportunity to give back to the less privileged. The successes are enormous, they are countless. We've come to the end of this project. I'm going to wrap it up here because I have another meeting, right?
This
Guess
long
what?
queue of
The Feed the
potential
Family Project gives an
beneficiaries
opportunity to
in their
touch
thousands.
lives, and we're going to be having that even this year too. We're going to be having it where we are targeting to feed at least 1 million families. All right, we're going to put funds together. We are not going to beg for money, but these amazing connectors, all right, we're putting our financial capacity together to affect the world positively. And by the grace of God, for somebody here listening to me, you're also going to be joining us in that Feed the Family Project to also affect the world positively, right? What you stand to gain and what you stand to lose? Nothing to lose, because the money you are paying is for a product. But guess what? Everything to gain, like I've shown you. What did you see from what I've shown you? We have a lot of elites today. I don't know whether you are seeing the same thing they saw. These people are not joining the business because they want to be rich. They are already rich. The governor of Benue State is with the Labuena Vida project. He's not joining the business to become rich. He's already wealthy. Guess what? He's joining it to empower others, right? Because he understands our vision, right? When you see elite, men of substance, men of who are people's person, right? They are not joining this business to make money or to be rich. They are already well-to-do, but they are using this as a means to empower other people, right? And this is the amazing thing about the Labuena Vida project, right? And guess what? You have seen it all. Our vision is huge, and that is the vision right on your screen, right? And we're going to be using this to ensure that we do as much as possible to empower more people. I've come to the end of this. God bless every single one of you that has stayed patiently to get the full vision of what we do, right? Now, this is it, please. How many of you here have come to the end of it? Please take note. The only thing I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to select maybe one person that I'm going to be personally mentoring. Please, I want to hear this there. Those listening to me, how many of you here, you have seen this vision? You are amazed with this vision. You are amazed with what you've seen. You like what you've seen. And more importantly, you will love to be part of the Labuena Vida project. You will love to affect lives through this project. Please, if you're one of those that have seen this opportunity and you like it, just go on the chat box. Let me be sure those that have been following me, right on the chat box, just write, I'm in, mentor me. Just let me know that you are into this business and you want me to mentor you. Please take note, I'm not going to mentor so much persons, maybe just 1 or 2 persons. I'm going to select to personally mentor because of my schedule. All right, right on the chat box, say, I'm in, mentor me. All right, Chinde Oswagu said, I'm in, mentor me. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to Daniel. Congratulations to every single one of you that have seen this vision. All right, that is the vision of C21FG. That is the vision of the Labuena Vida project, and we are here to affect lives. Congratulations to every single one of you, right, who have seen this vision, right? And guess what? This is just the beginning of the massive breakthrough that is about to happen in your zone of influence. All right. Now, take note of this. There are 3 mentorship categories. I can't mentor everybody here. We are more than 10 or 20 here or thereabout, or over 29, close to 30. I can't mentor everybody here. All right. But I'll do my best to just select some people that I'll be mentoring. I'm going to be partnering with. All right. Take note. The mentorship categories are 3. This business operates on mentorship. I am not wealthy today. I'm not where I am because I'm so smart. It is because I was well taught. I was well bred. I was well mentored. And today I'm mentoring other people. I'm mentoring people and they're becoming millionaires. It's not because I'm smarter than the world, but guess what? It is because I was a good student. And guess what? It operates on mentorship. If I'm selfish in this business, I cannot go anywhere in this business. And this is the reason why I've made a decision to work, to mentor as many as possible, right? There are 3 categories of mentorship engagement in this organization. Please take note. You have the first day category mentorship. What it means, those that are starting, they saw the business and they started, you saw the business today and you decided to start today. You are going to be mentored by the topmost leaders, all right? The top leaders of the organization. And guess what? I'm just one of them among the numerous top leaders. But guess what? These leaders are so busy that they don't have time for people who are procrastinating. The second day mentorship category are for those upcoming leaders, the emerging leaders. And then you have the 3rd day mentorship category, which is for some of our kingsmen, those people that are also coming up, right? These are people mentored by the emerging leaders, right? Guess what? You will choose your mentorship category with your hand. But take my advice. If you want to go far in this, your best bet is to be mentored by a topmost leader, right? That is it. So take note of that. I'm going to be mentoring maybe 2 persons here, just 2 persons. I can't do that because we are so many here. I'm just going to select. Mentorship is a commitment. I'm going to train you, teach you this even more, right? So that you can become more in this. So take note. Now, I'm going to be giving out a special offer. Please, this offer, I didn't announce it because I wanted only those that will stay patient till the end. This is an offer that is worth over 600,000 naira. At least one person will be going away with an amazing offer of over 600,000 naira. Please take note. This is an amazing offer worth over 600,000 naira. I'll be giving it out. Now, I'm going to be doing this. That is because you have stayed patiently. And guess what? It's an amazing one for you. Those who logged out earlier would have missed this. So are you ready for that offer? If you're ready, please just write, I'm ready. Let me see those that are ready. Are you ready? Please write, I'm ready on the chat box. Let me be sure of those that are ready for this offer. I'm giving out this amazing opportunity for someone to become more. But take note, this I'll be giving to maybe just one person. All right. But who is that person? I wouldn't know. Anybody here can just grab the offer. All right. So take note of this. All right. Now, this is what I'm going to be doing. Remember, you are making a payment of 49,990 naira to pick your product. The money you are paying is for your product. You are not paying money for registration fee. You are paying money to pick your product. You are shopping for yourself. All right. What it means, you are starting this business with almost nothing, with 0 naira. That's what it simply means, right? But here's the amazing news. The amazing news is this. You're going to be getting access to product that is for the person grabbing this offer. If you are privileged to be one of that person getting this offer, you're getting access to outstanding product worth over 65,000 naira, right? Over 65,000 naira, even more, most probably. But this is an amazing one for you. So that's more for you. And guess what? World-class mentorship. Guess what? Meaning I will be mentoring you directly. Because you are grabbing this offer, ordinarily, if I'm to mentor you, for some people who go and start the business, they come for Dr. Umar to mentor them. What do? It's simple. You simply transfer 300,000 naira into my account, and then I will mentor you for 6 months. It's not expensive. Paying 300,000 to make you become a millionaire is the cheapest thing ever. I paid millions of naira before I became a doctor, right? But guess what? The good news for someone here is this. You're going to be mentored free of charge. There is no terms and conditions attached to it. There is no any additional fee attached to it. It is 100% free. All right, please, if somebody appreciates this, please, can you go on the chat box and show me that you appreciate this? That I'm going to be mentoring you free of charge for 6 good months, holding you by the hand and taking you through this process. All right, somebody wrote appreciate it. I appreciate you too. And I will hope that you're going to be the one to grab that offer, but I'm not promising you. All right, but you have to be eligible for it. Anybody can grab it, but it has to be just maybe 1 or 2 persons. All right, that is it. Now, this is another amazing opportunity for you. I'm going to create a tracking center that will help you monitor your business from any part of the world. This tracking center is a personalized data tracking center that helps you monitor your business from anywhere, especially for those who are busy, they are working class. You can use this to monitor everything. Even if you want to encash me, I'll teach you all that in the course of the mentorship. I'll teach you how to use it. If you want to go and open your website, you know what it takes to create a website, but this is like your web page on the company's web page, but you are getting it free of charge, even if it's something that is worth more than 300,000 naira for you to do. But the good news is you're not going to pay a single dime. That is because you are grabbing the what? The offer. A rare and unfair advantage will also is another opportunity you are getting. What it means, you have direct access to a top leader. An unfair advantage means as you are building this business, as time moves on, you can be supported by that top leader. Sometimes some of these top leaders like myself can decide to support you with what? With connections. Meaning someone you didn't connect, we have a lot of connections. Sometimes we can decide to put someone that you. These are some unfair advantage you get as benefit from top leaders when you are under their mentorship, direct mentorship, right? These are all possible when you are in the first day category. This is an offer, total offer worth more than 674,000 naira. Right? But guess what? This is not for everybody here. There is no way we can be distributing this. I will give this to all more than 20 persons here. No. I'm only going to be giving this offer. Take note. I'm only going to be giving this offer to the first 2 persons. Please take note. I know we are many here, but I'm going to be giving this offer to the first 2 persons who will be in the first day category. Anybody that is starting in the first day category, meaning you are going to be mentored by a top leader. That's your advantage. So if you start in the first day category, your advantage is meaning you are making your payment today. Your advantage is this: you get a rare and unfair advantage to be mentored by a top leader like myself. But for this special offer, I will be giving it to the first person, all right, that will be what? That will be making his payment. In fact, I will be transferring his money to the company's account. You can transfer to any of the company's account, whether it's Zenith Bank account or the Access Bank account. Please take a screenshot of this so that you don't miss it out. Take a screenshot of this. I advise you to take a screenshot of this so that you don't ask me where is the account number later. Just take a screenshot of this, all right, on the go. All right, that's the company's name and account number. You are paying to the company's account, not to an individual account, right? Now, take note of this. Those in the first day category, you will have access to what? To the first day category advantage. But for the sake of this offer, which I gave, please, that will go to the first person that will be what? Making his payment. I am not giving this to everybody, please. It is not possible. I cannot be sharing money. All right. You can start on any of these grounds. You can start with a single profit center. All right. Which is the single account. You can start with a single account, which is what do you call it? 49,990 naira. And that is the daily income potential of the different amount, depending on what you're starting with, right? You can start with a single account. You can start with the 3 account. You can start with the 7 account or the 15 account. These are the starter pack, the different starter pack, or from the starter pack to the international pack, whichever one you start with, all right, is okay. The best is the 15 profit center. If you can afford it, I always encourage you, if you can afford the 15 account, go ahead and let's do big business, because that will give you access to more incentives than just the single account. But take note, when you are making your payment, please, when you make your payment, send your details. I'll guide you on how you send your details, your full name and the proof of payment to my personal WhatsApp number, which I'll be dropping on the chat box, and I'm going to be calling it out. All right, please. This is officially open. I'm opening this amazing offer to the first person that will be transferring his money to the company's account. Please, I can't give it to everybody. If you are the first person, you have made your payment, just say, yes, I have made my payment, and I'm going to secure this offer to you, for you. All right, and it means you're going to get directly under the mentorship of a top leader because you're in the first day category. If you are procrastinating till tomorrow or next tomorrow or any other time, you simply get back to the person that connected you. But the only difference is this: you might not get those amazing advantage which is being given. So my advice is this: don't procrastinate. Grab this and grab it with what? With both hands. All right. So take note, please. The first person, once you make your payment, all right, super congratulations to you, because you are going to be at advantage compared to others who will be making their payment subsequently. Take note, it is first come, first serve. That is how it operates. All right. So if you made your payment, if anybody has any concern or question, you can just indicate on the chat box. Just write your question in the chat box, and I will answer the question, or any concern, write it on the chat box, and I will do justice to it. All right. Time will not permit me to take so many questions, but you can write down a few ones you can write, and I will address them. But the first person, if you have made your payment, just write here on the chat box, I have made my transfer. All right, so that I will just, the offer you are seeing right on your screen, it means you are eligible to it. Every other person will start the business, but will not grab this offer. They will just start like every other person started. If you want to get this special advantage of mentorship, this special advantage of an offer worth over 600,000 naira, congratulations to you. Go ahead and make your payment today. Those making their payment today will be in the first day category. If you made your payment, please, that is for the first person, please. For the offer, let me make it clear. The first person making his payment will grab this amazing offer. I'm giving this out, all right? But please take note, it is only for the first persons making their payment in the first day category. Now, if you have any concern, just indicate. I'm going to be wrapping this meeting up in the next less than 3 minutes. But I'm staying here 3 minutes more so that I can attend to any concern or question. Now you are sending your payment proof. Take note, when you make your payment, you are sending your payment proof to my personal WhatsApp number 070-5592-4939. All right, and the name is Dr. Umar, U-M-A-R. All right, so send your evidence of payment, your full name, your state of location. It is important so that we'll know where you are located and where you'll be picking your product. Please don't flash the number. Just send a message to the number, your full name, your reservation number, and your state of location. All right. Somebody's asking a question. That is Daniel. And is asking. All right. So please take note. These are the categories. All right. If you fall in any of these categories, you simply what? You simply take full advantage of it. All right. If you are in any other category, you simply get across to the person that gave you the opportunity to be here. But I'm going to be taking this